So we are going to be doing a sort of a deep dive into the entirety of the ancient Ram Inn. We are here with technically the full Scooby gang. So we got Dan.
Hello.
Josh. There he is.
Howdy doody.
In his virtual world. Billy. And Chris.
Yay.
I think we should start probably with the biggest thing that everybody is probably wanting to hear about, and that is the table that shifted.
It is him.
that was like one of the weirdest things that we've ever had. And I was just like it didn't matter all the times that we were all trying to explain the different things. Like you look back,
It's one of the weirdest things that
that's a
we've
massive
ever had
table,
that we
and it
can't
moves
really
on an angle that
understand.
It's like someone coming from the end that no one was where Robin was filming, and just went.
No.
Like, it was after Mike had moved, so it was like if so, the simulation was lagging.
Yeah, well, initially you blamed me, Josh, and I blamed
I did,
Chris.
and then I think someone blamed someone else, and then someone blamed someone else. It was like that Spider-Man meme where they're like, you!
We were all blaming each other.
Like,
and
yeah, it was funny.
let's go to you, Dan, because it all started, well, obviously we were all doing nursery rhymes and we were sort of mocking this,
I think we were definitely mocking
this concept of, this table lifts and shifts, right? We were mocking that, and there's footage out there of us mocking it. As if this table starts moving. This table is apparently known to lift and tip when you do things. It's not just so.
Lift and tip.
I mean, I don't normally
That's
do
ridiculous,
this.
right?
I don't normally do this, but fingertips only on the table.
No, let's not do any fingertips at all. Let's just not do anything because that's not good.
Well, just not then. The table just went.
I heard the knock, but I think
I
it was
felt
you.
I felt the vibration.
His fingers on the table.
My fingers are on the table. That's
Well,
why.
look where my hands are.
That's why I said either have your hands here or have them on the table so I can see them.
Well, let's just put our hands up in the air then, and then put your feet back. Listen, put your feet back behind the chair like that, so you're trapped in.
Dan, what were you feeling before?
I don't know, it's weird. I was kind of getting in the sort of like the swing of things with everybody else, and I started to feel really uncomfortable. I felt like my head was on fire, particularly my neck. It was roasting, and it was only on one side. And it's like, sort of like when you get like a label or something on your jacket and it's constantly rubbing you, but it was like a million times worse. It was getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Me. I know it's warm in here, but the back of my neck feels like it's on fire.
My face is really warm. It is warm in
It's
here.
just this side though.
I don't know. It's only heat in there.
No, it's literally the back of my
Can you do something physical in this area for us? You were saying you were hot, and obviously it was a hot room, so I was there
warm.
sort of going, it is hot here. And then Robin said, well, go check his neck. So I got up from the table to go look at your neck, and before I must have been 3 foot from you.
Yeah.
That's when the table happened, and you actually did have redness on your neck that I didn't tell you
Yeah, you
at
didn't
the
tell me
time
until a couple of days after.
because I didn't want you to sort of panic.
My head,
You were
I get that.
burning badly. You had
it
some
was uncomfortable.
Which, in hindsight, I probably should have got a camera and gone, well, look at his neck as well.
Yeah, but I get it because you didn't want to implant worse things in my head to make me go hyper and whatever, because it can happen.
Now, the table itself, I've already moved, so obviously I haven't kicked that or anything like that. Josh,
It was huge. It was
you're
a fat table, and it's old as hell, so it's not like they were making it in poo quality. Like, it was a fat table.
your legs were going 2 to a ton. You were doing your old Sen Fighters dance. Now, I want to point out that you do that on most investigations, and you were doing that
That's
from the
because I got
moment.
ADHD, PPD.
Yeah, from the moment
I do it all the time.
from the moment you sat down, your legs were going.
Doing it now, by the way. Like my legs going.
Yeah.
Cotton Eye Joe.
So I'm gonna rule that out as the initial thing that, Josh's knees hit the table, therefore, because his legs are moving. You're too far back anyway.
Yeah, but they're moving, but they're not it's not any force. It's just like a little, it's not like I'm going bam, bam, bam. My legs just twitching.
You weren't near the table anyway, though, Josh.
You,
It wouldn't have made a
Chris,
difference.
are just shifting your weight slightly, and all you do is literally move your knees slightly, and sort of do like that, the minorest movement going. It's literally like if I was to do it with my hands now, you literally just go like that, and that is nowhere near enough to make.
Yeah, we proved how heavy that table was then.
To lift it, it's not enough to lift it.
You need force to move that table.
It was weighty.
You cannot do that with standing still. We tested it.
And if you would have moved, listen to me, you were sat here, right? You would have had to do this. And I would have saw you.
No, it didn't move that way. It lifted.
Yeah, but look at me. Yeah, but look at me now. Look at me now, right? Chris was here, right? Look at my feet. Even if Chris was your head there, you're gonna have to do this. Yeah. Look at me doing my all force like that.
Up as well.
It went proper up.
You would see the body movement.
can't
as
do it
well.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
look,
right.
I'll show you this now, right, for both of you, because this is a proof now, right? I'm a relatively strong person, right? I would say that, right? This is Chris, right? To move the table like he did, you would have had to do this, like that. You can't just go. Look at me. I can't even fucking move it.
And it come up off the floor.
Come off the floor. That's no chance would that have been any of us.
And the point was to try and figure out what it was, and then we sort of ran it down. There's clips of you demonstrating trying to move the table, and there's also clips of both you and Chris later on in the evening that didn't go in the episode, properly analysing this table, which we're going to let you guys see.
Yeah, but look. Say for example, if I did it, I would have to do that. You can't do that.
Mate, it fucking come up to here.
Yeah, it come up to there. But look at that. I can't even I'm shaking still doing that. But I didn't do it because I was like this. How can I do it? Because look, the thing of that, my foot has got to be right under it. My feet was right back there. That's the whole point.
The thing is, to lift it up here. Let me see this. That's what you'd have to do, wouldn't you? Have to go fucking.
Yeah, see, you look at that. You would have done.
It didn't even fucking go up. It fucking went. I don't know, mate. I really don't know.
The only thing I would say, and it's the only... I mean, it's a stretch, okay? I'm not going to lie, it's a stretch, but it can't be any more of a stretch than just saying, oh yeah, that is the spirit there that's done it, right? And my stretch on this is that earlier on in the night, if you remember, I start trying to reposition the table, and then it's sort of like, because it's not perfectly round, it folds in on both the ends.
But I remember you did that before, and it was a completely different jolt. This, you can see it kind of shifted up.
Turn us back slightly, so you're about this far away from the table, because, oh shit, that table's, is it going to do that?
That's what I can see. Oh, is it?
Okay. Turn us back slightly, so you're about this far away from the table, because, oh shit, that table's, is it going to do that?
Who's got scratches on there or anything?
Have you got a bird?
Oh my god!
Say Chris.
Who's got scratches on there or anything?
Have you got a bird?
Oh my god!
Scientifically, your concept is wrong because it couldn't have gone up without a force of motion.
Well, it depends.
And it's just gone
Exactly.
up and down. It wouldn't have just gone down, Mark. It would have just gone down.
And if you didn't put it back properly,
It goes up and down when someone's done that.
because the legs fold like that on the end, and it folds down. Because I know, because my mum.
Do you think it would have
used that
just collapsed?
If it was Chris's
Yeah,
legs,
yeah.
it would have just collapsed. If you hadn't put it there properly, it would have done it.
Yeah, so
Because of
the
the weight
side-
of it, the gravity would have just naturally done
Yeah,
it.
that's what would happen. The whole point is though, is it went up and across.
And it twisted.
And
It's like
The
that.
whole table.
It went like that.
Like this.
That is no way any part of that table, even if it was layered like that, what would happen is you would have a down motion.
Yeah.
You would never have an up motion to a joint.
Of course, you could lift the table, but I think the hard part would be that when it does that
And
turn.
it twists.
Yeah,
in
but
midair.
nothing would.
Because
not
you
even
would
a
have
joint-
to lift and move with
Yeah,
your
yeah,
hands.
exactly. But no,
The whole
like we were
table
saying,
shifts.
yeah,
Like,
like
it
we're saying,
shifts.
no form of like disjointment of the table could make it twist and up at the same time. It went that.
Yeah.
That is completely impossible.
We
That's
can't
what I'm saying,
say
yeah.
we can't say either way whether it is paranormal or we can't explain it.
Do you know what? I wanted to go in there and disprove the claims. I've been there like 2 or 3 times before and not really had much
Yeah.
happen. So I was going,
Yeah.
I'm going to figure this out. There's got to be some mechanical stuff going on here. She's got cameras everywhere. In my head, she's sat there like Al Pacino watching us and just pressing buttons to set things
Well,
off.
this is another point, isn't it? I mean, it's a business.
Which she is.
for her.
She isn't though.
It's true what you say then, Mark, because if you look at the beginning of the episode, go on YouTube and watch it, you actually, when you're doing the walk around, I believe it's with Josh, you started off by saying, there's Ethel here, there's Ethel there, you know.
He says he bets it's all lies.
You bet it's all nonsense. And you said that in the very start of it before you even
And then
went
the
in
table happened and I got pissed off. Okay. Don't know what they're chatting, do they? They're a waffle. They think stuff goes bump in the night in here. I'm betting that there is lies and nothing will happen.
Who was on the stairs with me when we heard those footsteps? Was it me? It was you.
Me
Me
and
and
you,
you.
yeah.
That is one thing I couldn't explain.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I couldn't explain because no, even for what we were saying, like, you know, if the woman rigged in all the buttons, watching it through camera, even that sounds ridiculous, right?
Yeah, we felt
You
it in the floor, didn't we?
you cannot rig footsteps like that. What we heard, I literally. But the point is, what we can't stress enough is like when we hear something, it's not like we're going, oh, ghost, oh, spirit. It's like when we heard those footsteps, we were turning around waiting for one of you.
Yeah.
We were like, and nothing turned up.
Nothing.
And
And
then-
that's
and then
why
you went, right, let's go
that's what fucks with your head
Do you
more
know
than
what
anything
fucks
else.
with your head is the fact that not just the sounds, we were feeling it in the
It's
floor.
feeling it in the floor. It felt like it was coming.
It was
from,
going-
like,
No, yeah,
coming
we were
towards
downstairs.
us, and then that's when when someone's walking behind you, you turn around towards Matty, and
Yeah.
you were like, wait, and we were like, there's no one there.
That's up here with us.
And I also know, so one of my friends, his partner, her family, so her great grandmother lived in the Ram. I tried to reach out to like potentially interview parts of the family, but I couldn't get hold of them. But we, in the episode, we managed to actually interview her cousin and her, I think it was like uncle. And from what she's told me, a lot of the stories that are there are all from John. They're John's stories. So a lot of it was stuff that John sort of said was happening, and they're not things that were happening
Right.
beforehand. She said there were things that did happen, but nowhere near as like what John was saying. It was just like, creaks, bangs, things that you could potentially explain. So then John moved in there, and then all these other things started happening, and then, or he says they happened from his accounts. So then that's when people started going there off the back of his stories. So it's almost like either they weren't happening at all, or John has somehow manifested the ideology.
Or he's got hydraulics in the table and we didn't see him.
No, John was dead. John's dead now.
Dude, you got to look at the.
Yeah, I know,
the
but do you know what I mean? Like the
he's-
Tolkien estate was taken on after. Somebody can take on the hydraulics. You've seen Saul.
He believed what was there 100%, and I believe that he believed. Not that there was proof that what he was claiming, but this succubus and this incubus that he claimed to have sex with you during the night.
What's an incubus?
Why
Never heard of it.
some of that sort of tries to have sex with you.
Josh, you'd love it.
Great band.
But like, you don't
No
get
comment.
anyone. You don't get anyone else going in there going, "Oh, something's tried to have sex with me."
No,
Do you?
no.
You don't. He was very, very open and public about this happening. You led in the bed. We all led in the bed. We didn't feel sod all.
Yeah, the
We had a
bishop's
couple
room was
of-
overrated.
We couple of bangs.
We
here
weren't
and
his
there,
type,
but that was about it.
obviously.
But Billy's right. Touching back onto that situation about how she's got the place in there. So Caroline, her name is, right? So to go there, you've got to fork out a mortgage. It's not really, and you've got to pay extra now to even film.
Which you didn't used to have to do when John was in charge of it.
It's
John used to
absolutely-
just let people in.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Sad.
like
So
a
it's been
bandwagon,
turned
isn't it?
into a business. She's moved stuff and tidied it up and put things everywhere, and it's just like,
But not that it discredits the haunt in there. If there is a haunt in there, it's definitely apparent. Some stuff does happen, but you'd have to really investigate it. You'd have to really spend some time there.
You would have
and
to do
it's
like
too expensive to
you
do.
basically you'd have to do like the house in between and
Yeah.
do like years,
Yeah.
day in day out,
Yeah.
to fully understand what's going on there.
The most active area is probably the stairs. That area down that corridor.
Yeah,
where
we
heard
came
the
to that
footsteps.
conclusion, didn't we?
Yeah, that area, and then the table's worth spending some time around simply because of that movement and the odd bangs we were hearing, but we didn't pick up in the moment.
You were in them, weren't you, in that?
I was in
But
a
there-
lot of things.
There was like,
One thing I found odd is that the actual oldest part of the Ram Inn, which was the barn,
said to be a demonic thing there or something.
there was nothing. It was flat.
Yeah.
It was the newer part of the building, because the barn is like that's the part that's like nearly 1,000 years old. The rest of it's not as old, I don't think.
Where most haunted apparently
Yeah.
had something push them.
That was more active than the barn. The barn I felt quite comfortable in, to be fair. There was a couple of noises and whatnot going on.
But just out from the barn,
yeah,
and the segue this
Yeah.
now, was where we all felt that weird
energy.
sensation. You remember that?
was
Oh, I
odd.
do remember that. Yeah.
That was really odd.
You remember that as well, Josh, didn't you?
No.
Because you were a bit of a
It's very-
poo-pooer on it. Oh. My hand's tingling. Did you just touch my hair?
No, I didn't touch your hair.
Something just touched my hair. I sound like a nutter now, but it feels like it's vibrating in the air.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, wait.
Feel it?
Right here.
Feel
What
it?
is it?
Do you feel it like tingling?
Yeah, it's tingling.
Place your hand in there.
Tingling. Feel it there.
Wait for it.
No, it is happening.
It's getting worse. It's always getting worse the more you go over there.
Yeah, but is this psychological though?
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's
Right, you two, on you go. Someone
Alright.
could say, oh yeah, it's like a hysterical, like a mass hysteria type thing. One person said it, therefore it's implanted into everyone else's minds. I'm gonna say both me and probably you as well, Josh. Don't know about you, Billy, or you, Chris, or even you, Danny. I mean, but I'm certainly me. I'm not the type of person that will go and have something in my head. I'm instantly thinking, don't be silly. Right?
You go against the grain of everything if you possibly can. Don't take this the wrong way, or no offence, but people have tried to use psychological subtleties on you, and you just go against the grain because you kind of go along with the idea of, right, this has a logical reason for it, therefore I'm going to go against it and prove it's not.
I need to watch it again, but I'm sure we've caught a wispy thing
Yes.
going across, and I'm trying to recall where it was.
It's in the corridor,
That's
so it comes from one area, goes up, and then down
In
the
the area
stairs.
which we
Yeah.
actually think
It's-
is the
Most active.
most. I mean, yeah, the table's weird and all that, but for
It's the
upstairs,
stairs.
forget the witch's room, forget the bishop's room. Sits bang centre with the attic to your right, so you've got all the areas around you.
Yeah, I think that's
Basically,
definitely.
there's
yeah.
a clock.
But isn't that
There's a
where?
clock
Isn't that
there.
where we heard the steps? Then?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's where we heard
right
the
next to
steps.
clock.
I mean, I said in the episode as well that it sort of bends round and then it looks like it's going off down the corridor. With like cameras, especially iPhone and stuff, I get that it's going to pick up a lot of artifacts on the screen, but this does look weird. And I don't really know what it is. Somebody might know what it is, but I don't.
This is a very important fact about the whole episode, is we didn't actually have as many cameras as people seem to think. We just didn't. We had maybe like 3 at push. 2 failed on us. We had some static ones set up, some, what are they called? The ones you wear.
Yeah.
The body cam things.
Yeah, the body
Chinese GoPros.
GoPros, they just didn't work on us. So we went there for a couple of reasons, and one of the reasons was, and we'll probably show the clip because it doesn't really matter now. There's a group out there that do stupid videos. They're not trustable or legitimate in any way, shape, or form, but TGF bros, and they catch a bell in the RAM, and obviously they don't stick around. They get scared. They can't cope with that sort of thing. a bit like Josh, really. And
That's very true. I don't know why I'm laughing at that.
We really wanted to capture that bell moving, and it didn't.
No! Move, bro! Move! The bell downstairs, fam. You did not hear that?
No.
Bro, it went off.
Bro,
the bell went off. It was bare loud. You got to have heard that.
Bro, we got the GoPro from out. Bro, the bell's moving. The bell's still rocking, but like... Here we go. Yeah. Whoa.
What's that?
Oh, no. Nah, that's the plumbing, boy.
Bro!
I'm not gonna say that I don't think it didn't happen in their video, because I went with Shan and Bill years ago before it. Were you there? I can't remember if you were there.
Well, the bedpan moved.
Yeah, so
I was really did it.
So my bell. Were you there when my?
That was in the witch's room.
My bell went off in the witch's room.
Yeah, and Karen came off the chair. She got pulled off the chair, didn't she, or something?
Yeah.
I remember right now.
And I instantly was like, something's fallen on it. But that bell went off.
Yeah, it went off. There was nothing there. You're right. Yeah.
And in hindsight, I might have just poo-pooed something that was mental.
There was a gentleman he was in, yeah. There was a man who was stopping the witch talking to us, and he was being a bit possessive, and he didn't like us being in here.
From my opinion, there was two in here.
And he was
but it needs to be proved.
He was being a bit aggressive to us, he was, and
So is it a man?
man.
Yeah, it was a man.
Photo?
How did you get the details?
We'd with Ivan, we'd done a pendulum, and we had the witch through, and the witch had said that she can't. He was stopping her from answering us.
It's a bit of a bully, I think, this man, because he keeps trying to affect me, so...
Is this man here? Is there a man in here which is trying to stop people from coming through?
Because Mark was doing the torch thing in the mirror, and all we could see was an old man.
Yeah.
Well,
That was my bell. Where was that?
There's your bells over there, isn't it?
My bell just went off. My bell just went off.
The gentleman ringing the bell.
Could you ring that again, please?
Wow.
Could you ring that again, please? I hope I heard that on camera.
That's what he is. We'll press our bell again for us.
Yeah, you did that when I wasn't even expecting, weren't you?
Oh.
What? Am I not looking away from that?
Now, is that the witch or is that the coward man?
He did the torch thing in the mirror, and all we could see was an old man.
The one thing that was really weird in that place, and it's another point to cover, is the EMFs. They were strange.
Yeah,
Especially sat on the chair.
Two of them at the same
You
time.
know? Yeah, the one we had on the chair, it was on the arm of the chair, and then the other one on the barrel.
The thing is, the EMFs are starting to interest me now, because obviously, a recent episode that me and Mark have just done, the EMFs didn't go off once.
No.
Like, at all. Like, not even a little bit until we turned our phones on. Like, not at all. So it really interests me now why the fuck they go off.
We don't know why they go off. I don't know if it's something there or
it's very strange. I've never really understood why the EMFs go off randomly. Like, that's one thing that just...
Especially in the woods.
Especially in the middle of the woods when there's nowhere near any electricity.
Thing in the atmosphere.
And I know what some of you are going to say as well. The cameras don't pick up the EMFs.
I don't think the atmosphere is enough.
The EMFs don't pick up the cameras.
The atmosphere is not enough, and I'll tell you why. Because when we had a solar flare, I went in back garden and I put it up in the air after coming back from work to see, because apparently the flares were happening, see if the EMFs would get affected, and they didn't get affected by the solar flare.
There is a percentage of people out there who they just don't care about the EMFs at all. And the reason why is because the slightest indication of a phone going off or a signal coming through on a phone can apparently set them off. But the thing is, no one's going to trust that we've got all our phones on flight mode.
Go there and view it for yourself, because it doesn't matter what we capture. Somebody's always going to say something.
Yeah.
Even if we captured a full-blown apparition, if there is such a thing, they're going to go projector, whatever.
I think it's interesting and also responsible of us to actually just admit this now and say when we do the episodes, like you've said in the past, you're seeing the highlights of a match, right? We haven't got the time to go into every little detail, which is why we do these podcasts and these deep dives now. We haven't got time to go into the details of what we think and what our opinion is. We're showing you what happened. None of it's fake. Absolutely none of it's fake. We're presenting it how it happened.
Yeah. There you go. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, the whole thing would definitely be done differently.
Absolutely.
Now that we all know where everything is and where things could happen. But that's not to say we'd set stuff up there and then it would decide to do it somewhere else, because that's just typical and that's just what happened.
But we've got more cameras now as well. So
We do have more cameras. We do have more cameras, but I guarantee you something would still happen off shot and they would go, I wish there was no angle. Do you know what I say to you? Put your money in your pocket and buy me another camera then. Stop giving it all this. Put your money where your mouth is.
And that's where we're going to
Right, on that note, thank you so much. Please subscribe, like and share. Everybody, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.